Hey guys, how you doing? Hope you're all staying sane and well, and just wanted to say hey to you guys. Tonight I have a very special guest, one of my very good friends, Vanessa Amarasi. She's joining us very soon to talk about her new single, and yeah, I hope you guys are all enjoying today and just doing your best to, you know, stay in there. I'm just mucking around in my studio here in my Rainbow Lotus room. And hey guys in the UK, how you doing? I saw Taj, how are you? I hope you're doing well. Can't wait to hear your new record, by the way. Hey, we're in New York. Hope you guys are doing okay over there with everything. Crazy times this is, but we all gotta stay positive and keep together, keep connected. I love you guys too. How are the cookies? You know what? The cookies actually turned out. They turned out really good. I didn't partake in all of them right now, but there's some crazy people outside there, but I made these cookies today. And they're actually grainless. So I put up the recipe earlier, and these are quite fabulous actually. You gotta check them out. So I'm gonna dig into them a bit later on. Hey in Brazil, how you guys doing? Can't wait for our chat too. Hey, how you doing? I'm just playing my golden strat here today. Oh no, I didn't eat any cookies yet. Hey from Malaysia, how you doing? Mexico. Hey guys, where's everybody at? And how you guys doing? Not too far. Hey Vanessa, you're gonna request me. You're gonna request me right now so I can get this going. Can you join? Can you join right now? I don't know how to, okay, I'm gonna try to join this thing here. I got requests here, let's see. Go live with, let's see, I don't know how to do this. It's not coming up for me right now. Request me again. Vanessa, if you're there, you can come in, or I'm going to have to switch to my other phone, because the other one was not working before for some reason. It was going all weird. Hey Rachel, how you doing? How's everybody? Mexico, you know, I had the best time over there before. Are you trying to join, Vanessa? you got to press request, and then I will put you in here. Or I'm gonna have to switch to my other phone to do this, because it's not coming up. I don't know what's going on. Okay, this is bizarre because it usually comes up. Usually comes up for me. What's going on? Well, you did request. Okay, let's see here. Let's see how I can get these requests going. Alrighty. Okay. How do we get these requests? I know what's going on here. You can see that. Okay, let me see here. Oh gosh, I don't know what I'm doing. This is just not working right now. Oh crap. All right, you know what? I'm gonna have to switch to my other phone and come back on this live chat because this is not working. Maybe there's something I'm doing that's wrong, but I'm not sure. Let's see. Usually comes up for me. Okay, you know what, guys? I'm gonna switch to my other phone. I'll be right back. All right? So just stay in there. Technical difficulties, exactly. All right. Hey guys, I am back here, and now I believe we can actually do the thing where I can. Oh, I'm grabbing my guitar pick right now. Alrighty, now I can see the requests. Okay, this is working now. Yay! I know what was going on before. Okay, Vanessa, if you're there, you can join in. Just press request and we're here. Let's go up here. Okay, let's see. Tightrope. There we go. Okay. Let's have a look. All right, Vanessa, if you're there, join in. Press request. Oh, here we go. All right, view. I got it going here. Let's see. All right. Come on.
Oh my God, that was like rocket science. Holy shit.
That took forever.
Oh my God, I'm pressing every button. It's like logging me out. It's logging me back in. Oh my God.
All right. Well, we got this going. And how are you?
I'm good. Look at your room. You've got like a vibe going on. I look like I'm in prison. It's like a mug shot or something. I don't know what's going on here.
It's so good. Clear. Mine's kind of murky and hazy, and I tried to make it, you know, in celebration for the 420 situation, you know, and everything. And your new single, which has come out today. Well, actually yesterday in Australia.
But today here.
Right? So everybody go check it out. And I put the links up earlier. And it's amazing. It's amazing.
Thank you.
It's fabulous.
Thank you. It was a little bit daunting just because it is a little bit brutal with the honesty. I always get a bit fearful with that. No one needs to know that I'm crazy behind the scenes. You do, but the rest of the world doesn't.
Well, I think we're all crazy in our own way, but you know what? The good thing is that we make art out of it. You know what I mean? That we can share with the world. And I think that this song is freaking great. I listen to the lyrics and everything. And putting emotions into songs, we do it for ourselves, but then ultimately we just give it out to everybody end of the day. And it helps people going through the same thing, because we're all going through the same thing around the world, you know, in different situations and everything. But just staying positive and reaching out, helping each other. And you've teamed up with Support Act, which is an amazing organization to help musicians in crisis, roadies, everybody that's kind of like in the industry. Yeah. Is that just in Australia or is that worldwide for this?
No, it's just in Australia at the moment. I'd like to look into what's happening out here. If there is something like this for the music industry in the States, would be wonderful. And I wish this was around, which when I started researching it, it's been around for a really long time, but this would have been amazing for when my parents were out there gigging and money and times got tough. It would have been such a relief to have something like that. So it's a wonderful thing. And the music industry, you know, like, we don't normally complain too much until everything stops. Like, this is the first time in my career in the last 20 years of touring where everything kind of stopped within a week. And I know you had the same thing. It's the most bizarrest thing.
I know, having gigs cancelled all of a sudden. I was supposed to be in Dallas playing all these shows, and you were going to go back to Australia, right, to play a ton of shows and just everything. And then even going back into the studio and working with people, you know what I mean, and getting other stuff done. Now we have to do it all remotely, which is quite the challenge when we don't have an engineer on hand that can kind of
Normally I would love being left alone and just being up to mischief in my studio, but it's getting a bit old now. I'm a little over it. I'm getting stir crazy.
I agree. You know, I like being left alone too, and then I'm like, I realized how much I actually like people.
It's like, always the way, right?
What's that?
It's always the way. Just it's nearly the end of the world, and now we realize we might like people.
It's like, you know, as musicians, we don't like to be told what to do, so we kind of, you know, in our way, we sort of just go off and like, no, we want to be left alone. It's creative time. Leave me alone. And that's a good sort of bubble that we put ourselves in to just, you know, come out with these creativeness and sit alone with your thoughts too. You know what I mean? Because you can't have too many people crowding that. But co-writing, all this stuff, there's nothing like being in the room with people, you know, and feeling it. Co-writing over FaceTime is a little weird.
Yeah, right? It's super weird. I've been avoiding it, to be honest. Like what I'll do is I'll sit in my studio, I'll engineer something up, I'll do like a scratch vocal, and then I'll just send it to friends of mine that are musicians and co-producers and what have you, and then get them to do their take on it, just because I had problems logging onto this. So I'm not really into the whole FaceTime, whatever you want to call it, Skype, Zoom, blah, blah, blah.
I have no idea. Honestly, I had to use my other phone, and then there was no requesting going on. And then this one was just not happening. It just said, it just went black when I went live, and I was like, okay, this is not going to happen. Technical difficulties. We need help, people, sometimes. You know, what can you do? But you know what? It's like, as you said, like before, like writing songs out of this whole situation, keeping positive, keeping creative, and just lifting our spirits. And hopefully this will all be, you know, something we'll just look back on and go, holy shit, that was a very crazy, weird, trying time for everybody. But we made it through, and great art came out of it. You know, we helped each other, and you know, so like social media right now is a great sort of, you know, outlet for connection. You know, to everybody.
It's been wonderful to just literally have. I feel like on social media there's a lot going on. It's like one busy ass venue. So I've really enjoyed that. But in saying that, like it really has led me to be super creative. It did put a hold to all the gigs at that time. So I am now focusing on the other side of the world, which is making music. And I've been turning out a single every Monday. So it's been a real mission. It's keeping us all focused and stopping us from going crazy. But every Monday we're trying to drop a song. And I think this is the fourth song in now. Isolation is the fourth song.
All the songs are amazing. And they're all up on iTunes now, right? They're all up
on Spotify and stuff. It's just something like, I've been talking about it for 8 months, Why on the Road, because what I do is I write a whole bunch of different styled music. And in Australia, I'm only known for doing pop music. So I have all these songs that just sit in my drivers and I do nothing with them. So I thought 8 months ago, we should kind of make a little project where I put samples of what I do behind the scenes to give people a better insight of what I do. And
definitely.
Yeah, it's become a mish. And now I even opened up my own label so that I could just get away with doing what I want.
Well, you know, the thing is that, and I know a lot of people know this anyway, but you're an incredible soul singer too. You've got so much soul to your vocals and just everything with your writing and all that kind of stuff. And you do everything, you know, so it's like showing that side as well, which I heard a record that you did, which sounds incredible. It's got a lot of soul to it, a lot of blues, a lot of different, you know, things that when people hear it, they're going to be blown away with that too, you know, and everything that you're creating. So
thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited. I've got the Dave Stewart record in the pipelines as well, and there's a couple of other little crazy things I'm working on. But it's just nice now to just throw out creative music versus worrying about whether it can be pigeonholed or whether it's right for radio or whether it's acceptable in the market that I've always lived in. At the moment, I'm just throwing out music that I really like, that I haven't gotten sick of. And some of these songs, you know, some of them are 10 years old, 5 years old. Some of them have been written in the last week, and we try to turn them over and get them out. So it's been a different process for me, but awesome.
It's also more exciting too, because when you write something, you want to put it out immediately. And the most trying thing as an artist is like the waiting. So hurry up and wait.
Oh, I hate it. And then by the time the song gets out there, it's already like 2-3 years old. You've moved past it by lightning years. So yeah, for me to be able to turn out a song and throw it out, it's so liberating and so new, because all of my other records have been sitting there for 2-3 years, And, you know, it's like by the time it gets out there, I'm already past it.
I know, absolutely. That's the way I feel sometimes. I'm like so excited, and I'm like, as soon as I finish a record, I'm like, I want to put it out to the world immediately. And then it's like, oh no, you're gonna go through all these processes and different label things and meetings and
the business side of things kills me.
It's a year later, and that's like diary entries from a year, you know, last year. So you don't want to be reading them out because it's rehashing. But at the same time, it's, you know, you can get excited about it again. And whilst you're doing that, it's creating new content. But I think this is an awesome thing that what you're doing is putting something out every Monday. So
thank you.
Like, you know, that's quite the feat too, because I know how it's like with songs. Like, you know, for me, sometimes I'm going, okay, you just got to let it go. All right, I'm done. I'm going to put it out now. I'm not going to over mix it. I'm not going to sit there and just like, you know, over stress about things. It's just in the moment, feeling it. And that's how these songs feel. They're very honest, raw, real, lyrically and performance wise and everything. They're just freaking great. So everybody go check them out. I put the links up on, you know, my story thing, and then Vanessa's Instagram site.
Yeah, if you hit up my page, you'll see it all there. It just makes it pretty simple. Swipe up. I can get that right.
Yeah, I'm not too good with that kind of stuff, but you know, it's all good. But yeah, it's amazing. And the thing is, you know, as I said, like, we just got to keep as positive as possible here in this isolating situation. And this is actually the first time we've actually seen each other in like a month.
I know, but you know, we're talking every day.
What's that?
We're talking every day. You don't need to see my face. I have to put makeup on before you've seen this.
Animals and crazy shit that's happening in our freaking lives. You know?
Oh my God. If people only knew the random shit that we talk about all day.
It's kind of like the background that I got going on here.
It's beautiful. It's very beautiful. I mean, I honestly feel like this is a prison background. I feel like I just literally got arrested and this is my shot.
I decorated this very unusually. As you can see, there's lights.
Oh, that actually looks awesome. Where is that?
There's things going on here. It's like wild. It's a wild jungle. It's a magical jungle. It's the jungle lotus room. And you know, yes, I've been talking about this for a while. But yes, most situations when I'm doing these things are going to be coming from this room, and it's a magical place to create because this is my studio. And you know, with your
is that where you play the drums?
What's that?
Is that where you play the drums for your neighbors?
I have my drums right here. Yeah, I can.
Oh, they must love you when you wake up in the morning and you've just got your amp just banging right next to them, and then you decide to play the drums. You know what? Isolation next door to Ori.
You know what's fun? And I said this before. I said this many times. I play the drums, and there's no, you know, you put those pads on it to make it softer and everything. I don't even do that. I just think it's like crazy. And it's funny. I took them off, and the other day I was like hitting away, and I was trying to come up with a beat because I had the song idea and I was excited about it. No complaints whatsoever. Okay? Exactly. Someone just wrote it. Black Sabbath. As soon as I was rehearsing acoustically a Black Sabbath song in my living room, very quietly, mind you, War Pigs, I get 3 people coming to my door to complain about the noise. I'm like, I was just playing acoustically. Oh, we can hear it so freaking loud. Then you better turn that stuff down. I'm going to put complaints in. I'm going. And then since I stopped playing Sabbath, there has been no complaints. I've had full band rehearsal in this freaking studio, bass player, guitar player, everything, drums, you know, crazy, crazy shit, loud as hell. Wow. No complaints for an hour, 2 hours. And then I cranked my guitar up. I got it through, you know, my Fender champ. I put it on 10. I put it on in my orange amp. Everything's on 10. It's actually, I go to myself, oh my gosh, this is so freaking loud. There's definitely going to be complaints. Nothing. Even the manager helped me up the stairs with the drum kit, thinking it was furniture.
Wow. I mean, I just think like I mean, I'm lucky because I've got that acreage on the Santa Monica Reserve. So I don't really disturb anybody bar the people that walk past, and I scream at my dogs every 5 minutes like a crazy dog woman. But I make so much noise, and like, it's not good noise. Sometimes like I just want to punch in a line. So it's like I only punch one note out of the line because I can't play like you. I'm a hack, but I can play great in Pro Tools. So I'll be playing chords and I will screw up every one of them, and I will have to continue to play the same chords for 20 minutes until they're clean, until I can cut and edit it. So I can just imagine how much hate I would have from neighbors that have to listen to my hack ability. Oh
No,
my God. And then,
I
you know, of
love
course.
your, honestly, if they could hear you, they love your singing and everything. When I'm playing the drums, because I'm not a great drummer, it's, you know, I do it quite a lot, and it's like trying to get that beat right. And then the drum fills and shit, and I'm going for it. And they're like, honestly, I hope my neighbors are okay. At this point, it's kind of,
Oh my
I'm like, I
God.
kind of want to check up on them going, hey, I just checking in.
Yes.
That's all right. Because yeah, it's pretty insane. But you know, it's actually outside they're gonna be worried about, because there's so many crazy people right now out there just screaming and yelling, and just it's mental. But you know what? It's all part of the whole situation of living here in La La Land of the crazies. But you know, it's actually, you know, sometimes it sort of just fuels our art, or opens up, I don't know, more paranoia. One of the
It's a bit of both. It's a bit of both. But I mean, and that's what I love about here as well. It's like you never know who you're going to run into. It's really multicultural. There's a lot of mixed people, and you get very different scenarios in the same situation every day, if that makes sense.
yeah,
That
and
might
you
have not made sense, but I like it. It's like I can feed off different energies all the time out here. It's not always the same thing every day in the same location.
oh hell no, no, no. I look out. I just people watch sometimes. I went out that balcony earlier, and there was like Darth Vader skateboard, and he was deciding. And I thought, well, that's a good thing, because you got the mask going on, so that definitely beats a Corona situation. And then you got the cape, and it was like on a skateboard down the main road, and I'm like, whoa. You wouldn't see that anywhere else. You almost become desensitized towards a lot of crazy things that happen, because, you know, I had a guy with a loincloth with a didgeridoo underneath my balcony not too long ago. And then I had, you know, crazy shit that happens, you know, here. And you just go, okay, I've got to deal with this, or, you know, just kind of deal with stuff like that. But, you know.
I get you. I get
What's
you.
that?
Especially your area. There's definitely a lot more going on there.
It's happening. It's happening in a crazy way, for sure. But yeah, so if anyone got any questions for us Australians here,
Please, no intelligent questions for me.
we need some questions here. Hello, I can't pronounce somebody's name. I feel terrible because my eyesight's not very good. I should be wearing glasses, everybody, and if everyone should know that.
I should be wearing glasses too. Oh my God, you have to wear them as well.
Yeah, I actually was prescribed glasses when I was 6 years old, and they said that I have to wear them. But that's why everything's in soft focus. So I kind of have the bold and the beautiful kind of lens on things, soft focus, which makes me make really bad decisions sometimes when it comes to things. Anyway.
Cool. This thing moves really quickly.
I know. You both, how many watts? A lot. Yeah, we're not going to sing right now because of the latency. It's terrible. I tried to jam the other day. It was terrible. Yeah, we'll do an ACD song. We do an ACDC song one day, but we won't do it over FaceTime because it will sound like
death. Have you noticed like the audio on people streaming? Is that just a dorky thing of me? Because I'm like having a really hard time with streaming audio. I don't like it. Like sometimes it's really great, and then sometimes it's really bad. Like Facebook compared to Instagram, the difference in that actual sound is lightning years. I don't know what it is, whether they use a different kind of, I don't know, processing type of thing to get it out there. But have you noticed that, or is that just me?
Completely. That's why sometimes I refrain from doing the live as we're talking now. We can talk and everything, and it's fine. But when I start playing and singing, it sounds terrible. It sounds freaking awful. It's distorted, and it's kind of like weird. And so I just record the video and just put it up. It's very easier. What's going on here? I didn't get those photos. Send them to me again, please. Waving to you guys. Yeah, it is. I can't choose between Eric Clapton and Hendrix. Are you kidding me? It's like choosing between Pomeranian and
we said easy questions. Easy questions.
Yeah, I know we need some easy questions for us, for Vanessa, for myself, whatever. We're not going to talk about politics here. Politics-free zone.
Small room sounds better. Okay. Oh, thank
People are
you.
loving it.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Clay.
Hey, Taj.
Appreciate that.
Hey, Taj. How you doing?
You know, I was actually having a little bit of a meltdown just before, just before midnight, before Monday in Australia, just because I started to think like those lyrics. I mean, I know you know, and people close to me know that I'm an over analyzer and I freak out about everything that I do. But then to put that in a song talking about, you know, I'm trapped and I'm stuck in my head and I'm reliving moments and I'm reliving all these situations I've gone through, thinking whether I'd done something right or wrong or whether I fucked it up. And I don't know. So it's really nice to hear people commenting that they like it, because I actually thought that maybe I would appear to be a real fruitcake. But obviously there's plenty of fruitcakes in Australia. We're all the same.
You know what? I did the same thing. And I think as artists, we always kind of, it's a lot about reflection, you know, when we're writing and everything like that. And I always call my mind, it's like sometimes when I go into that place, which is like, it's like a hotel of past mistakes that you just cannot get out of. You know what I mean? It's like you're living in it and it's like there and it's like all the stuff that you sometimes regret, and that comes through. That's why I love the blues, you know, because I grew up with that kind of stuff, and I know you did too, with the soul and blues and everything. And so it's like you kind of go in there and it's like that's your head is like past shit that you've gone through, the things that you sort of regret, the things that you loved and had to let go, or let go of you, or whatever it was, you know what I mean, and the situations you have to let go of. And then you sort of draw from the pain a lot of the time more, and it's kind of easier to, I don't know, do that. And then I write happier songs to make myself feel better. It's very you know,
I hate my happy songs.
well
But you know, music is therapy, and that's why it really is. I mean, that's why the song is so honest, because it was literally me just going blah one day. But then, you know, I go back and I rewrite things so it's not so personal, and so I don't have to answer any questions that relate to what I'm talking about. But then when I go to write positive songs, I don't know, they border on cheesy. It's like really hard to write a good positive song in my world. Anyway, I'm good at writing dark shit. I write it all the time, but something that's happy and joyful, I don't know, it makes my skin crawl sometimes. I'm like, no, it's not
I do it sometimes because I need it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like if I'm going through some stuff, I'm like, you know what? And I think sometimes when you write positively, it's like putting that out into the universe. You know what I mean? And so
That makes a lot of sense about my behavior.
like going, okay, if I'm putting out, and I like, obviously I want to, and you do too, we got to put out our experiences and our thoughts and our emotions and everything with what has happened in our past, but then conjuring up some of the good stuff that could happen possibly, or that has happened, and living in those moments and putting that out into the universe sometimes is putting light out into the universe. And it's kind of, I don't know, it's sort of attracting a different vibe. And I do that sometimes. I just try to get into that realm, because I just feel sometimes that it's like when I'm stuck in that, okay, I'm going to write about failed relationships, things that I've done, you know, that I fucked up, you know, the crazy shit that happens. Then I'm stuck in that, you know what I mean? Which is, you know, I got to get it out. We got to get it out, you know, it's therapy. But then writing about things that I do want in my life, you know, sometimes I think, you know, when I do those songs, and I just wrote one the other day, which I felt, and it's positive. I'm going to send it to you so you can check it out. But it's positive. And I
some of that energy and light over this way.
Yeah, no. And it was kind of like, it was good because I felt good afterwards. And I really did. Because sometimes I go, oh, I really felt that. I need to let that out. And then when I write something positive, I'm like, oh, I feel good about that. It's kind of like Prozac in the song, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Awesome. So when do you think everybody's going to start hearing your record?
My record?
Yeah.
Well, you know, I'm signing the deal probably next week. Actually, we've got it pretty close, and then the label's going to make an announcement, because I can't first. Cause, you know, I'm always wanting to jump the gun. I'm always like so excitable that people are like, stay on, don't you dare tweet this. It's like they know with me that I'm like around 10 p.m. and I'm just like, I'm about to go to sleep. I'm a little delirious, you know. I'm in a mode. I'm on my Instagram and I'm messaging away. I'm posting throwbacks. I'm taking photos of my cat running around eating random things or whatever. That's when I'm going to tell everybody everything on social media. So I'm told, definitely do not do this. Then I have to just brand that on my brain like a cow. You know what I mean? So I don't do it. Okay, I cannot. But anyway, I'm really excited about telling people about when my album's going to be dropped, and the first single's coming out very soon. So yes,
I love it. I'm so happy to hear that.
And it's
because
dark.
it's killer. There's some killer songs on that. People are going to die. It's amazing. It's amazing, everyone out there. Get ready.
Well, thank you very much. It means a lot coming from you, and you heard it when it was really rough. You heard the roughs, so
and it was good. And it was really good.
It got mastered. But the thing is that my song that's coming out, the first single, is actually going to be pretty dark and heavy. So, and different, really different.
Love
and
it.
There's some good collabs on there. I worked with Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue, and obviously Marty Fredrickson is amazing, and it was good. It was an amazing experience. But it was a year ago now. Freaking year ago. I'm ready to make the next record.
That's what I'm telling you about. It's like whenever you get it done, it takes the business side of things like another 12 months to even longer than that to get that dialed in and ready to go. That's why I was just like, if I'm going to do this, I have to open up my own label, because I just won't be able to throw it out the way I want to and move as quick and as spontaneous as I have been doing. But yeah, I totally get you. I totally get you with that. I mean, I have some records sitting there that have been ready for the last 3 years that I'm dying to get out. It's like torture.
I know. I've heard so much of your stuff you play for me, and it's just incredible. It really is. So everybody, just honestly go and download Isolation. Is this what it's called? Yeah, right.
Isolation, yeah, and the album is called The Blacklisted Collection. You have a lot of people in Brazil, Ari.
I know. So everyone,
it's wonderful.
Like this. Any more questions here? I love you guys. Lots of love. Seriously, so much love for you all, and thank you for tuning in this evening.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it, Ari. Thanks for that.
I know.
Thanks to everybody. Thanks to all the Ari fans.
Any more questions? I'm not starting a label as of right now, but later possibly. What's going on here? Brazil. More Brazilians. Turkey.
My husband's Brazilian. He'd be loving this right now.
What's going on? I can't play anything. I'll play you out right now. Canada. We have people in Canada. Nice. Love you guys. Absolutely. Orange Amps are great. They're loud. Hey. A quarantine prison jam. Well, no, because it would sound very weird, because it would be out of phase and bizarre. Hello in Japan, everybody over there. Love you guys. Seriously. So much love. In Australia, we have an Australian. We have one Australian.
Yay!
You know what? Vanessa and I.
There we go.
We've actually written a few songs together, but one song we wrote a while ago, How It Is, I performed a few times, which I really dig that song. So that could got a kind of a Lenny Kravitz vibe too. Kendrick Kravitz. Yeah. Brazil again. Hey guys. Well, we're gonna go over to Brazil then. We should write a song.
That's what it's telling us.
Wollongong. How you doing? Hey, Chile. All right, we got a lot. Russia. Love you guys.
Have you been watching any crazy TV? I have seen the weirdest shit on TV. There was a Tetris competition where people were like playing that Tetris game. You know, when it drops the thing and you got to slot it into the grid, and then if the grid. Have you ever? You've definitely played Tetris. I probably am.
I have a long time ago.
They had this crazy competition, and you watch it on TV. It's just two people trying to outbeat each other with that. And then I changed the channel, and it went to Dog TV, and it was a bunch of dogs eating food off of a table. And I watched that for a really disturbing long time. And then it went from that into pottery, this TV station that just spoke about planting plants. Like
I do the same thing. I was watching I watched like these beasts of the jungle, right? So these large animals like anacondas and all these different things. Like
that sounds great. Like yeah, I'm talking about stuff. It's not fun. Like a plant growing. I don't think it's fun.
These people like searching for these snakes, and they're like walking through the river, and they're like wrenching them out and holding them. I'm like, God, my nerves would not handle that. I love animals, mind you, but just not that shit. That's just crazy. And then there's, I like watching the random cooking shows. I get sort of, inspiration from that, and just like, some of them I just want to eat everything. And by the way, I really want to make a carrot cake. I just feel like carrot cake. I don't know why. This is an obsession for the past 2 days. I just want to eat an entire carrot cake.
Oh, I can't handle the cooking shows, because then it makes me really hungry, and I hate cooking. So it's just like, get to the point. Show me the end result. But there was another show, and it was people playing computer football. What do you call football out? No, it's called football out here, but it's not in Australia. It's like rugby or something. But it was these people playing it like a video game, and then they would do replays of the move they played. Does that make any sense to you? It's a video game. Why am I watching a video game? But it's a huge thing. All these people are watching video games right now. Anyway, I just thought I would let you know that if you ever really get bored, you can turn that on, dog TV. It's incredible. Just watch dogs do dog things.
I watched the dog show. What's that called? With something the Wisconsin, is it? I don't know what it's called, the dog show. And they're all on show, and they walk them around. They prep them. They're all puncy and shit, and going to look all proud and poor dogs. I mean, I love animals, and I love the fact that, my Pomeranian was from Arkansas, and yes, she was from her parents were guests in the show, and Pumbaa. And, when I first moved over here, I got her because I was watching the Osbournes, and I thought it was adorable. They had this, this love.
Yeah, they had the Pomeranians, yeah.
And so I was like, I want one just like that. So I went to Pet Love at the Beverly Center, and I picked up Pumbaa because she was yapping and staring at me, and I'm like, I would have grabbed this dog. He destroyed my entire apartment, cost me $10,000 in damages alone in the apartment, destroyed it all. And then I love her to death. She's wonderful.
And then you gave her to your mum.
I sent her to Australia. But I do see her, and she's living her best life. Because I didn't tell you, over here, when I was living at the Palazzo a long time ago, down there, it was crazy because I had people coming in and out, and the dog was barking. I was trying to record, and then it was like Pumbaa was like yapping, and the Pomeranians, they're attention whores. They're complete attention whores. I mean, you have quite a few dogs, right?
I have 9. I know exactly what you're saying. They drive me crazy. When I'm recording, I'm like the crazy woman. I scream every 5 minutes, shut up, shut up. I like open up the windows and the doors, and I call every one of their names. Bryce, Bruno, Karen. And my dogs think it's like funny. I swear they must think it's funny because they go off and they bark again. I call them, they come running back like, hey, what's up? What's the problem? So for every one of my vocals, like I have to edit really carefully to get rid of all the dog noises. And then to make it worse, my neighbor dumped a whole bunch of goats on me because we've got a mountain lion problem. I know this sounds really crazy, Los Angeles mountain lion, but it's a mountain lion and it was eating all their goats. So he said, all right, cool, bring me the goats because my goats, I have 2. At that stage, I had 2. Said my goats haven't been eaten because I have 9 dogs patrolling the property. A mountain lion's not crazy enough to jump the fence with the dogs. So right now I have around 20 goats. I'm like that. I'm like a goat farmer, a legit goat farmer.
Freaking goats.
Everywhere. So you can imagine when I'm doing vocals, all you hear is meh, meh, and dogs barking. It's like, it's the worst. It's the worst.
Choir. You should just record them and have this animal choir going on of dogs.
I'm gonna literally call you when I'm standing with them, and you tell me if that's fun. Because it starts off kind of cute, and then it gets real bad.
You sent me some videos of those goats, and they're the cutest things. And honestly, if it wasn't for my irritable cat, who doesn't like anybody or anything apart from me and food.
I would so give you a dog if your cat was more fun.
Oh, no, you tried to offload a dog to me before. It was English.
I have the best dog for you.
Oh,
he's a pit bull, and he's so sweet, and he's amazing, and he loves cats, and you would love him, and you need him, and he's big, fat, little, chunky, cuddly pup. Oh. She even looks like, I don't know. She even looks angry.
You see, I asked her because she heard about other animals possibly coming in, and she had to come in the room. She was like, excuse me, what are you talking about? Something going to be taking attention away from me. Yeah, she's crazy. She loves attention. She got her butt shaved, actually. She's got a Mrs. Bigglesworth butt going on right now. It's like the front of her is like lioness, and her ass is completely shaved. She's got a buzz cut in her ass, so she's really embarrassed right now. So anyway, but I would totally take the goats and the dogs, but
you just say when. You just say when I've got a delivery for you.
Yeah, when I get a property that has a larger, a big backyard, so I can actually have them. And I will definitely, as soon as I do that in the next, hopefully pretty soon, I will be texting you going, yes, I need to offload, you need to offload some goats to me and a dog. I want to fill my backyard. It's going to be like kind of like a Noah's Ark situation. I literally just want to, because the thing is, and I find this, and I know you probably do too, when you have animals and you got to take care of something other than yourself, it's something that's very fulfilling. Like, it's just like this thing where you just let go and you're kind of almost at peace, even when you're shoveling the shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
No, I love it. It's, for me, it's therapy. I love having my horses and dogs and having chaos at my house. It makes me feel normal. And but the only thing is hard is when you start touring, when you're on the road. That freaks me out because nobody cares for them the way I care for them. And because I have so many pit bulls, and then I have goats that the pit bulls would love to eat, and then I have the horse that loves to shit stir the dogs. It's like there's a real routine that goes on there. And when I leave, I always get really nervous because it just takes one mistake and then there's an issue. So that's the only problem, is touring life doesn't really suit farming life.
no, even when I, and on a much smaller scale, I had the 2 dogs, Pumbaa and Harriet, when I was touring extensively 10 months of the year for like 5 years with Alice and my own thing before and all that. And I was having different dog sitters come in all the time. And I would come home and the dogs, one time someone decided to shave my Pomeranian completely. Just took it into their and didn't tell me. So I came home with a whole dog and I'm like, oh, and everywhere, and she had an eye infection. I was like, so I took her to the vet and I was like distraught, and I'm like going, okay, cool. So it looked like I had mange actually, because the way they shaved it, they did it themselves. They didn't take it to a groomer. And it was like the weirdest thing. Yeah. So they decided to just like shave the dog, and it was just like this bizarre situation, and everything was destroyed. And so it is kind of concerning when you leave other people in charge of, because they're like your kids in a way. You love them that much that they become part of the family. And but yes, later on I'm gonna have, because I grew up with chickens. I had 20 rabbits. I had 20 fantail pigeons. I had ducks. I have 1 chicken left right now, Elmo, and she's wonderful. But I had roosters and those selkies, those beautiful birds.
Yeah.
I had one called Gertrude, and she was my favorite. And she was like this fluff ball, this black fluff ball with the feet. Unfortunately, a fox ate her, but
it always ends tragic, doesn't it? Whenever you have geese, ducks, chickens, it's like they're the toughest ones on a farm to keep together.
Yeah, that was in Australia, and we had a big backyard, and we had foxes come in all the time. Like
foxes,
the dog, and when the ducks would the duck eggs would hatch, the dog would go straight for them. So I'd be screaming and restraining the dog, like to stop like eating the ducks. So it was this whole thing, and I had 2 roosters at one time, and I put them in 2 soundproof kennels because they would always try to beat each other on who could wake up, earlier. It was like this competition, and it was like insane, to the point that one time they started crowing at 3 a.m. because they wanted to up the other. So it was like it was like 7 and the other one was 6. And it was like, that's freaking, it was crazy shit. So I actually soundproofed 2 dog kennels and shoved them in there and let them out afterwards. It was, and I had this beautiful duck called Mini Me, who was this drake that everyone was scared of because he had like teeth. This duck had like, it was crazy. It was
the duck had teeth.
Yeah, and it was like huge. It was massive. It was this big. It loved me because I was its mother, but I hate everybody else. And it used to like brutally beat my sister to the point she had bruises on her, ripped pajamas. It would grab her by the neck. She had to pretend that she was dead in the morning. And then it would jump on her back and then put its wings up like it, the victory.
Like victory, yeah.
And I would be sipping my coffee, like watching this every morning. As soon as she let it down, she had to pretend that she died during the fight, and then Mini Me would be happy. The duck would go on about its, day. So yeah, it was quite. But yeah, I've had some characters, and I'm sure you have too with animals. They all take on their
They're all completely different
personality. Yeah. So it's crazy. But you know what? It's all good, and we love them all, and I want more of them. But yes, we're just rambling on about animals here. Everyone's like, okay, cool. So is everyone doing well this evening? I don't know what's going on with my scrolling thing. Okay. You can't believe what you're hearing. Well, you know what? We're just, we're going to come to, I've never been to Greece, and I'm half Greek. That's weird, isn't it? I'm not really that shy. I can be sometimes. Yeah, I guess. Texas, I love France. Yes. Any questions about anything else? Old is good. Okay. I don't know who's a
Right.
nerd. Someone just said nerd. I am. I'm a nerd. I'm like kind of a hippie. Oh, I don't know about it. Well, I'm a music nerd, but what's going on here? Oh, they want you to sing.
I use a lot of auto tune, guys. It's actually not possible without that going on in my throat today. So sorry.
Going well in Melbourne. Good.
Right.
Well, we're gonna. When are we gonna start touring? Well, we're gonna. I mean,
As soon as this lift is off, yeah. As soon as this lift
exactly.
is off, I'm out of here. I'm
I'm
back on the road.
I'm right there with you, like, because got to get back out there, and with your new record and my new record.
And we also have a big crew, like our other musician friends and stuff. Like all of us need to be on the road. That's our livelihood. That's how we feed ourselves. So, like the moment this restriction's up, there's a whole crew of us ready to just jump back out there. So I'm hoping that people aren't nervous on, gathering again in big crowds, and then we can just get back to what we do versus, this is still great. I mean, I get to be creative. So it's still great, but there's nothing like being on a stage. It's like trying to turn off a beast, getting off the stage and not returning to it. It's a hard addiction, I suppose.
It's so true, and I try to explain it to people. It's like when you play the shows and you have extensively those huge. People saw you with John Stevens. They said you were brilliant. Yes.
Love John Stevens. That guy's amazing. But yeah, like this, it's a really hard thing to explain. It's like that unquenchable thirst. I'm like constantly thirsty to get on the stage, and it's never enough. And then the more I do it, the more I want. And it becomes extremely hard to shut it down. So what I was planning on doing is all of last year, I toured nonstop back to back. And then this year I was planning on trying to ramp it down so that I could do this blacklisted collection. I thought I'll just ramp it down just a little bit so that I can wean myself off being on stage. But it literally all finished within a week. I came back here, I was packing to head back out to do another gig, and then suddenly it all just stopped. And so there was no weaning off the gig process. So I feel like I just came off cold on all of that. And it messed with me a little bit, actually. The first 3 weeks was really, really tough. And I suppose that's the great thing about having a studio, that I could just go in there and start writing my frustration. But it's
because you get that adrenaline, and also it's this thing where you just when you're on stage and when you're sharing music with people, and you feel like it's such togetherness. I feel like it's like church, but it's there's no boundaries. It's the best possible feeling ever, because when people are right there with you, and you're singing your songs, you're connecting and all of that, and the way that you do your thing and everything, and I've seen all those videos from Australia, people just love it. It's a beautiful thing, and it's such a high for everybody, not only the audience but yourself and the band and everything. And it's just for that stuff to be cut short, and you want to share new music and everything like that, it's really difficult for musicians as artists, for us to just go, okay, how do we deal with having brand new records, wanting to go out there, canceling shows, then having to deal with everything day to day, and just kind of cleaning a lot and social distancing and everything. It's like staying away from people, obviously for the greater good, but it's just like trying to that's why I'm just saying, like, mental health and staying sane, and trying to for every musician out there, for every person out there that's going through these things. It's not just musicians, it's obviously a global
it's a whole thing. Like, I even thought about, like, the other day, I'm thinking about all those families that have domestic violence and stuff, and now they're in lockdown, and now it's 24 hours hell. Like, there's just so many things. Like, it's still, I mean, it's wonderful that we're all keeping each other safe, and we're all, doing social distancing and what have you, but there's some households that aren't as healthy as others. And to think about being in that, so that really puts it in perspective for me. I always think, like, all right, I'm having a sook about the fact that I can't go out there and do my living and be with my family on the road and, connect with people. But I mean, fuck, I can't complain too much. My life is pretty damn good compared to what might be going on in other households. So
100%, and that's the thing, the gratitude every morning, like, and that's what I try to do, because I'm pretty spiritual. I know you are too. It's I like to read as much as I can, and also reflect, and also just think about the things that I'm grateful for, like, truly. And that does bring happiness and light, going, okay, I do have this, I do have that, I have a roof over my head, I've got food, you know what I mean? I've got friends, I've got things, you know what I mean? Family, people I love.
Yeah.
and I'm able to create, and I'm able to do what I love to do. And you know what I mean? That's a beautiful thing. And just going, any little thing as well. It's just a little thing. So you gather them up and you go, I'm grateful for this today. And every morning I found in this time of being away from people, I haven't actually seen anyone now for a month, you know, which is crazy.
Isn't it?
I'm having conversations with my cat. It's like getting really cute. So, you know, it's like, so I'm just going like, you know, it's kind of a time where you just go, okay, gratitude. And it's things that you look around, and maybe this time reflection too is going to make a lot of people, when we do get to connect, and when we do, you know, when all this is lifted and, you know, this virus is under control, we're not going to take for granted the time that we spend with each other as, you know, friends and all that kind of stuff. We're actually going to be like, wow, like it's not just, okay, we're going to actually be present, I think, a lot more, because you know, afterwards it's like going, okay, I'm just going to, like, this is great, I'm going to meet this person, meet this, yeah, sure, I'm going to go out, whatever. Now it's like, oh my gosh, we get to go out. Yes, we get to go out to dinner. Yes, we get to go and see our friends and hang out and talk about experiences, but be there, really be there. And I think that, yeah, it's, I don't know, humanity is going to be changed forever after this whole pandemic. Because,
living in the moment, that's the mission. Living in the moment and enjoying that, because I know I'm always in a rush to get through every moment of my life.
Oh, no, same.
I'm always in a complete rush, Mazel.
I'm so guilty of that. It's always like, okay, let's do this next thing. And I'm always looking ahead to the point where it's like, you just got to, and more and more now, as I've gotten older, I'm actually, when I'm on stage, I'm actually more in the moment than before. When I was younger, I was just like, oh, this is fun. This is awesome. Okay, next show's coming up, you know what I mean? And you just kind of, because you get the schedule, so you just, you know what I mean? And when it comes to touring again, which is going to be, I don't know now, actually, they're saying up till next year, but who knows? I'm very optimistic in the sense of, I think that there are so many people in the medical field that are working 24/7 on this right now, that they're going to be able to find something that's really going to work. And I'm really, because I just know that if I was in the medical field, like, I would just be adamantly wanting to just, you know, dedicate every second to trying to find, you know, a cure or something that's going to help people. So I know there's people out there that have, obviously, you know, that drive, and they're working, like, you know, on this. So I feel that if they can get, you know, an airplane up in the air, they're going to beat Corona, you know, pretty soon. You know what I mean? Like, seriously, that's going to happen. I mean, I just feel that there's going to bring in a vaccine, and, you know, this is something that we never expected. I mean, honestly, I was just like scrubbing stuff yesterday, and I thought, if I had videotaped myself today and showed it to myself like 2 months ago, I would have thought, oh my gosh, she's fucking gone mad.
I would have never predicted this. I mean, I knew it was happening, because when we were on the road, I mean, it was already starting to be spoken about in media with what was happening in China. And so I kind of thought that with all the flights, especially the flights I was even doing, and just the amount of people that were traveling around Christmas time for New Year's, even into January, I was like, shit, how can you contain something like that if it's so, you know, it's so easy to catch. But anyway, we are here, and the great thing is that, you know, I'm at least being creative and making art that's keeping me alive, and hopefully it's keeping other people, you know, music's great, like, it heals people. It's got such healing power. So hopefully with what I'm putting out there can help others as well as myself, and, you know.
Yeah, it's so powerful. And honestly, everybody, we're gonna wrap this up in a minute, but go check
well, you know,
out.
I could talk to you all night, so we should just turn this off, and then I'll just talk to you on the phone.
Well, that's probably what's gonna happen. But what I'm gonna say is that everybody who's just tuned in, because I know people are coming, I'm just seeing who's coming up in there. Vanessa's got a brand new single that's just coming out. It actually came out yesterday in Australia and today in the US, called Isolation, and you can download it on her Instagram.
You can go to Spotify, you can go to iTunes. There's also 3 other singles there, because I've been dropping a single every Monday. So that's my mission. I'm going to try and drop a song every Monday.
Yes, and this one's special because it's you've teamed up with Support Act, which is helping.
Exactly. I'm donating everything back. All the proceeds will go straight into Support Act.
It's a beautiful thing. It really is.
Thank you.
So, really beautiful thing. And it's an incredible song. So go out there, guys, and just download it and support And much love to everybody. Much love
Yeah,
to
thank you
everybody.
so much. Thank you all the Ori fans out there for putting up with my ass for such a long time, and thank you, Ori, for being so supportful.
Hey,
You're always amazing.
We will ramble on some more on another live feed, and also we will possibly, we could even do a song or something once we get a headset situation. I think that's what works actually. If we both got the in-ear, like I just ordered some actually. The iPhone buds, you can actually hear each other properly, and we could do a song or whatever, something like that. So
sure,
maybe even one of your new songs in the next
I'm
few
down.
months. We could do that, But yes, it's all good, and we're going to keep you entertained here on this. And thank you guys for tuning in. Seriously, thank you all.
Thank you everyone.
A lot more people are coming in from Australia now. They've just decided to come.
Oh, look at you guys! What is it there? It's like, how long have we been talking for? God, we can talk forever. It's probably like 1 o'clock in the afternoon there, right? I don't know because I'm using my phone.
Yeah, people are coming in from Australia right now. I don't even know. I think what time it is in Australia. Actually, I have no idea.
No, I think it's like, hey, Jess Logan, what is the time there?
Tuning in. Hey, lots of love.
Oh, 1 p.m. Yeah, there you go. We've been Tammy as well. We've been talking for like an hour. Oh my God.
Well, you know what,
everyone, much love, and thanks again, Ori. And I'll call you in 5 seconds when we hang up.
Okay. All right. Lots of love, guys. And you know what? This story is going to stay up on my story, so we can, if you want an hour's worth of entertainment later, just watch it. It'll be up. So, alrighty.
All right. Bye.
Goodbye. Bye.